Angela Merkel has warned c.o.r.o.n.a.virus poses the European Union its most difficult challenge since the bloc's founding. She described the deadly disease as the greatest test since the EU was founded in some 60 years ago. The German Chancellor called for Brussels to defend itself resolutely in the battle against the global pandemic and its political and economic consequences. Speaking in Berlin, the veteran leader said the disease has produced a symmetrical shock that affects all member states equally. Mrs. Merkel said, "In my view, the European Union is facing the biggest test since its foundation. We have a big health challenge that is impacting all member states however differently." She insisted that it is in the interest of each of Europe's capitals to emerge from the Germany will only be able to do well in the long run if Europe is doing well, she added. As a growing list of European leaders pondered relaxing coronavirus restrictions, Mrs. Merkel declared now is not the time to do so. Despite many wanting to reboot their economies, she said the health of citizens should always come first. The German leader said Berlin would ease restrictions step by step when the time is right. Preventing the country's healthcare system from becoming overwhelmed is her main goal, she added. The restrictive measures enforced by Berlin will not be lifted before April 19. Nothing will change there, Mrs. Merkel told reporters. In her first public appearance after a period of self-isolation, the Chancellor thanked German citizens for "I would like to thank you for understanding that exists, because of the vast majority of people abide by the rules," she said. Her team remains intensively working on ways the restrictions can be relaxed in the coming weeks. In the meantime, Mrs. Merkel reminded citizens these very, very hard rules have made a great contribution to saving lives and easing the burden on the healthcare system. Germany has recorded a staggering 100,770 confirmed cases of coronavirus but has managed to restrict deaths to just 1,608, a mortality rate of just 1.6%. Mrs. Merkel emphasized the importance of setting up domestic production facilities for protective clothing. In a snub to Brussels, the Chancellor said, "It is important that we learn from this pandemic as an experience that we also need a certain level of sovereignty here, it can be in Germany. But we will also try to vote across Europe, in any way, we need skills here." She vowed to keep working hard to provide necessary resources to healthcare workers on the front line. "We have to work hard so that hospitals, doctors, nursing facilities and facilities for the disabled, so that the staff there are really adequate and not equipped with the appropriate protective goods from day to day," she said.